Hare Krishna, everyone. Heartily welcome all of you in our series Gems of Wisdom. So, as we have been discussing about law of karma, free will, and destiny, today's topic, which is we'll discuss about what is destiny and what is free will. Something we had discussed in the last class also. So, before we start, let us have some interaction. What you understood in the last class, 2-3 minutes, we can just interact. You can speak directly rather than write in the chat box, or if situation is not permissible, then you can write also. One point which struck you a lot in the last class, so you can write, then we'll continue again from there itself. So we had discussed about some examples like Muhammad Ali, then gentle family of Bangalore. Husband is from Papa. Husband is passed out from MIT, and wife is passed out from Stanford. Then, like this, many examples we understood, and also the pastime of Mataji, Purnamasi Mataji, who was there in Russia, and what happened with her when she chanted the mantra of Prabhupada. So even though she was being hexed by that witch who had come there to infuse some black magic into her by hexing and chanting some mantra, but she was recovered by this kind of black magic and protected by Srila Prabhupada. Any other input like this, if you want to give, you can give. Hare Krishna, bro. First, please explain the gem. Don't be so loyal to your mind. Mind is not loyal to you. Acha. This quote I shared in the group. So that same quote you are asking. And Brismohan is writing, cause of anxiety is love toward material things. Oh, this is from the video. Nice. Very good. So it rightly said. And Kirti is writing, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Destiny is sure to come irrespective of our extra efforts to prevent it. Very good. Very nice. That means you are reading Prabhupada's books very nicely. Okay, so I will first answer the question which is there in the chat box. Don't be so loyal to your mind, because mind is not loyal to you. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, mind is our friend, and at the same time, mind is our enemy also. Now, same entity, how can he be friend and enemy? So, mind is such an entity that if it is uncontrolled, it will not be loyal to you. But if it is controlled, it is loyal to you. So how to understand? So many people may claim that my mind is controlled. Whatever I want, I do that. I have planned accordingly, and as per the plan, I go. Yeah, that is one level of control of mind. But actually, the mind control is the business, because the main business of mind is to absorb in. Mind is in Sanskrit, it is called Rishik. Rishik means senses. So mind is one of the 6 senses. So all the senses are called as Rishik. So when all the senses are used in the service of Rishikesh, who is the master of the senses, that is actual meaning of controlling the mind and senses. So that means, and who is Rishikesh? Tumi Rishikesha Rishika Damiya Gopinath Kripa Parabara. Tumi Kripa Parabara. So Gopinath means Krishna is Rishikesh. His name is Rishikesh, means he is the master of all our senses. So by our senses, we should serve him. And if we are not doing so, then that means our senses are not controlled. If our senses, mind and senses are indulging into material activities, that means our senses and mind are uncontrolled. So that means all our mind and senses are not loyal to us. So when these things, all the 6 senses, they start serving back to Krishna, who is the master of senses, then it becomes loyal. So therefore it is said that don't follow your mind, because mind is not loyal to you. Mind, because Now our mind is currently not controlled, having so many sense gratificatory desires. Mind always dictates, do this, do that, enjoy into this sense gratification. So like this, we have so many millions of desires to pursue. Mind is giving. So therefore, mind is not loyal to you. And more so, mind is the one who is the main cause of our suffering. In 15th chapter, Krishna says, all our suffering is because of the mind. Today in the last, we'll see one video and we'll understand all. Okay, somebody has written in the chat box. Prabhu, I have a doubt. Many times people find success after many failures because both success and failure are in the destiny. When will we fail? How can we decide that it is our final destiny or it is just immediate step to success? No, destiny means your happiness and distress is fixed. So let us discuss this. Maybe in our today's discussion, you can get the answer. Okay. So let us start our discussion with again same fashion. What is the fashion? Yesterday we discussed chanting mantra. So I request all of you to kindly repeat after me. If you can repeat, or else you can just hear it slowly, slowly. You will able to memorize also. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes. So destiny and free will, very interesting topic it is. Many times we get puzzled and we get into this of destiny. What is destiny? What is free will? I am doing very, very hard activity, so much of activity I'm doing, but I am not getting success. So who is controlling me? All these things, many times we get tired, no? After so much of question and all those things. So let us understand directly what Prabhupada says. So this is not a new question. This has been in the trend since the beginning of creation. That what is this law of karma? How it acts upon us? How it is actually influencing us? So even Prabhupada's times, foreigners were very, very inquisitive to know what is this, because more than us, they are very passionate. I want to do. They themselves, this at least in India, we have some understanding of law of karma, God, some good culture we have. We follow on, we have faith on Krishna, God, that if he desires some understanding we have, then only we'll get. But in outside world, in foreign country, this is not the situation. Situation is you work, follow your passion, follow law of attraction. Foreign philosophers, so many philosophers are there, and all are always motivated, enthusiastic to do all the activities, thinking that we are the doer, we can bring about change in the world. Like this, having complete faith on them. So the moment Prabhupada introduced this topic, law of karma, everything is fixed, everything is destined, then it was a kind of, big shock for them. So then this discussion started. So let us understand through the discussion of Prabhupada. Very interestingly, devotees asked and Prabhupada very mysteriously he responded. So I'll share the screen so that all of you can see what Prabhupada is trying to understand, make us understand. Okay, so I hope you're able to see the screen. So this is conversation and morning walks. 1977 6 conversation and a morning walk. If you do something which is forbidden, then you suffer. This is law of karma. Or you enjoy both good and bad. That is law of karma. Either you take the result good or the bad. So this is the heading. Now discussion starts. Should I increase the font? Yes, now it is, I think, visible. more clearly. So there is one devotee called Chavan. This morning walk is happening in March 1976, Delhi. So Chavan is asking, Prabhupada, are the laws of karma written? So Prabhupada responded, law of karma is you touch fire, your finger will be burned. This is law of karma. You cannot avoid it. So Prabhupada is saying that law of karma is something like you cannot avoid it. Whatsoever you may try, but you cannot escape this. Okay. So again, devotee continues, they are so complicated, though are they actually written? Prabhupada, that is another. This is the law of karma. If you do something which is forbidden, then you suffer. This is law of karma, or you enjoy both good and bad. That is law of karma. Either you take the result good or the bad. Okay, and then another devotee was sitting there and he intervened and he asked, to a devotee, it is very clear the law or laws of karma. He sees how that God, Krishna is just. So Prabhupada interrupted. He could not complete the question, but Prabhupada started speaking. Yes, devotee means Tattvadarshi. He has seen the real truth. Devotee means who follows Krishna. So Krishna is giving the real truth. If you take, then you are devotee. If you don't take, you are non-devotee. Simple definition Prabhupada here gives who is a devotee and who is not a devotee. If what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita you follow, then you are a devotee. If you don't follow, you are non-devotee. Then another third devotee, he intervenes. Push Krishna. What is the role of mercy if one takes or doesn't take? So because Prabhupada said no devotee, non-devotee. So this devotee intervened and he asked another some related question. So Prabhupada, mercy means suppose you are a devotee, unknowingly or by some bad habit, you have done something wrong that is excused. Sometimes what happens, even though we know that it is not good, but because of our past bad habits, and that habit is so forcing, so much of force it is coming into you that you happen circumstantially, not purposefully, but situationally or circumstantially, you happen to commit that mistake. So same thing Prabhupada is here. You have done something wrong, that is excused. That will be excused anyway. But if you intentionally do that, not accidentally, but intentionally do that, I am devotee, Krishna will excuse me, then you are a rascal. So in the name of Krishna or God, I may go on doing all the sinful activity, then Krishna will not excuse. Then Prabhupada is saying you are a rascal. That is what happened in outside world. It is happening. Making others to chant Hare Krishna, Ram, take the name of Ram, and they themselves were doing all the burglary activity, cheating activity, and illicit activities. So many so-called gurus, devotees you would have found in the society today. They may speak very well, they may use the high philosophical terms to influence the people, but if you see their character, their personal life, it is all dirty, full of bad habits, into all those illicit affairs. And when it comes to justify, they say, yeah, we are independent, we can do anything, we don't follow the teachings of Krishna, we follow the life of Krishna. Krishna also did Rasa Leela, no? So I'll also do Rasa Leela. What harm is there? So like this, these rascal people, they will, in the name of God, Krishna, they will do all nonsense activities. So Prabhupada is saying they will not be excused. Okay, so another devotee. So many devotees are standing, walking along with Prabhupada in morning walk. So all are intervening and asking. So that's the greatest offense. Prabhupada, yes, cheating Krishna. Cheating Krishna is no business. That is to be punished. You cannot cheat Krishna. But if you accident knowingly or unknowingly you have done something which is not good, that is excused. So pad moolam bhajatah priyasya. If you are actually, because you have given so much service to Krishna, you have become very dear to him. So unknowingly you have committed sin, excused. Bhajata priyasya. This word is used. You must have to become very dear to him. Then if you accidentally commit some sin, that is excused. So here word accidentally is important, not intentionally, but accidentally. If suppose because of your past bad habits which are forcing you, and you are forced to commit that activity, and from the force come, that we also will understand in our classes. Arjun has asked the same question. So we'll take up that topic in another class, but again we'll continue. So that accidental sin will be excused. So again, Guru Das, what does unknowingly mean, Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada, unknowingly means suppose you are a smoker. So now you have given up everything, but in the association of some smoker, you incline. All right, let me smoke. Then you regret. Oh, I have done this. It can happen. So that is excuse. So suppose it happened. All of you might be, now you are attending the classes that bad habits are not allowed. There are four regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. And you may not now currently you may try to reform yourself, maybe in the process of reforming and leaving all those bad habits. But circumstantially, it happened that you went into the college and the students, friends, in friend circle, they just forced you, and or you got triggered by their chilling and thrilling and all those activity, because ultimately we are also pleasure seekers. No, if we don't experience the higher pleasure, then we'll be attracted to these lower cheap pleasures, these petty pleasures, these materialistic which are entangling. These pleasures will be attracted. So pleasure is there, pleasure should be there in life. There is no denial of pleasure or happiness, but unless you experience the higher happiness, higher pleasure, then you will, as long as you don't experience that, so long you will be attracted to these things. So in that case, if you situationally you got influenced, then Krishna Prabhupada is saying, then you will be excused. So then, oh, I have done this, it can happen. So that is excused. But if you think now I'm a devotee of Krishna, I can smoke like anything and everything will be excused, then you are a rascal. You are a rascal. Atreya Rishi. Also, Srila Prabhupada, we are knowing that we are so sinful and we are so rascals, but having the opportunity of association of pure devotee and Krishna, that is also mercy. Prabhupada, yes, yes, yes. Prabhupada, Atreya Rishi, because we can see that our hearts are not clean and we are constantly thinking of Maya. Prabhupada, education. So Prabhupada is saying education is needed to clean all these sinful desires, sinful tendencies. We all have these sinful desires and tendencies, and because of that, we commit so many bad activities. And then the law of karma, as per the law of karma, we'll get that reaction. We'll suffer. So then, devotee, this is mercy. This is greatest mercy, Prabhupada. Just like you are being educated, not that 10% mark you are getting, but because you are trying to be educated, so that is also good. That is also. So devotee, therefore the association is most important. So here this line is very, very important. Actually, our activities are dependent on the people to whom you associate. We are always being influenced. Please understand, in our early classes, we have also discussed this when I was explaining the current life cycle. So there I explained that how we are always influenced. Actually, our desires, our activities, our plans, our lifestyle, our way to speak, our way to desire, all these things are highly influenced. And yes, because we are marginal potency. Marginal means just like on the beach, you see, sometimes it is covered by water, sometimes it is sandy. So that is marginal. Marginal means suppose my mobile is there, I keep on the table. If it is there on the table, it is safe. But suppose I just slide it down and keep it on the edge, it will fall down. So that is margin. Margin, you understand by the word margin, literal meaning of margin. From there only marginal has come. So all the living entities are marginal being. Marginal means they tend to get influenced by any other person. Any third person comes who is very influencer, who has good intelligence, or suppose any so-called beautiful girls come in front of you, or any boy comes, then we get attracted, because that is nature of the living entity, to get influenced by any of, there are 6 qualities by which we get influenced. We'll discuss that later, and those 6 qualities are there in fullness in Krishna. So therefore, when we understand about Krishna, we understand about what are the qualities of Krishna, those 6 qualities, then we'll not be influenced by these so-called influencers. Then we'll be always influenced by Krishna. Like beauty is there, we get influenced by beauty. Any beautiful person comes, we get influenced. We get influenced by power. When somebody has power, somebody is magistrate, somebody is chief minister, somebody is prime minister. So we get influenced by them. We want to be with them. We want to have association with them. We want to take selfie and post on the WhatsApp. So like that, that is the nature of all the conditioned soul to get influenced because we are marginal potency. So in this case, so therefore it is always recommended that choose your association. A line is very important. You should always remember a person is known by his company. A person is known by his company. If you want to understand a person, then you see his company. What is his company? Immediately you can figure out what will be his likings, what will be his disliking, what kind of character he will be having, whether good character or bad character. So association is the key anywhere. If today you are in IIT or anywhere, that is because of association. So association is the most important factor in our life. If you can here work out what kind of association we should take, then half of the job is done for you. Many times we struggle for, in our career, in our bad habits, in so many places. There is no end of suffering and struggle. As I said, life is like sine wave, sometimes up, sometimes down. Struggle goes on. So you just see that what is your association. Take good association, immediately your problem will be solved. So that is lacking today in the society. They are removing ceiling fans, they are doing all those things, but they are not going to the root cause, that provide them a right association. Right association may not be in the proximity only. Proximity means कोई पास में आके बैठे फिर कुछ association then no. Maybe today you are hearing, you are associating with me, you are associating with directly Prabhupada, who is the wonderful empowered Acharya, the purest personality in this material world. Whoever can be, that is Prabhupada. By his purity, he influenced whole world. Just see, because of his purity and faith in Krishna, he influenced whole world. He did not even leave this MIT scientist also. Prabhupada went in MIT and lectured left and right and blasted all the scientists there. You scientists, rascals, you are fools. Prabhupada was very blunt. He did not compromise with the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. Reality should be spoken. It should not be massaged or buttered, what he will feel. No. And in fact, that is for your own welfare. Otherwise, you will be always in ignorance, and ignorance is the main cause of suffering. So Prabhupada directly blasted them, these MITians. Oh, you all are thinking that I'm a great man. But if suppose from your body that consciousness goes away, then you are lost, you are finished. All your intelligence is gone. You cannot do any research work. Today you are very much puffed up. So is there any department to understand what is the consciousness? So there is no department. So what kind of education you are giving? All nonsense education. Directly Prabhupada said in MIT. So Prabhupada, we are directly getting association of such a powerful person, not any ordinary person. Somebody texted someday in our class that, oh Prabhuji, you talk like Ravi Shankar. No, Ravi Shankar is foolish person. He always talks about his own version. But here we are not giving our version. We are giving the version of Krishna. These outside so-called spiritualists, they're all cheaters. Let me openly speak frankly, they're all cheaters. They are cheating all the people, those who are innocent, maybe they are speaking very well, and they are using high English terms to influence, and we innocent people, we get, as I said, we are in marginal, so we get influenced by them. Oh, very nice. Yes, very logically speaks. Oh, logic goes to hell. What is reality? Truth. We should go by the truth, not by logic. Logic says that cow dung is very pure. No, we all understand that cow dung is used for sanctifying our place. Even scientists have discovered this. And cow is an animal. So animal, the stool of animal is so pure. Then logic says that we are superior. Human beings are superior than animal. So our stool should be purer than cow. This logic says no. But what is reality? Reality is our stool is too dirty, obnoxious. We don't desire to sit in the toilet more than a minute. So so this is the value of our logic. So no, never ever go by this trivial, this nonsense logic. Yes, logic is important. We are intelligent beings, so we have to put our logic. But that logic should be aligned with the truth, to understand the truth. What is absolute truth? What is the reality? Otherwise, what is you, the hell with your logic? So this is what happening in outside the world. People are giving so much of logic and reasoning to convey their own understanding. So anyway, we are very so come to the point that we are very fortunate having got this wonderful association of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so anywhere you are finding any difficulty in your life, see your association, change your association, find good association, seek good association. Immediately your problems will be solved. That is guaranteed. So then Prabhupada continues, oh yes, very important. So that if I commit some mistake, I'll regret. Oh, my other associate, he is not coming to act in that chance he will get. So we pay a little attention to Krishna, but Krishna gives us a lot of attention. Prabhupada, yes, that is mercy. If you go forward, Krishna 1 step, he will come forward 10 steps. He runs. Yes, that is his mercy. That is his mercy. I just read on one of the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam where you said in purport that Krishna desires that we go back home a lot more strongly than we desire to go back home. So here another interesting point comes that devotee is saying that Krishna wants us to go back to home, back to Godhead. So here new terminology came that what is going back to Godhead? So this we'll understand later class. Back to Godhead means we are all eternal beings, but here now caught up in this temporary existence, which is always threatening us. Therefore, we are always in anxiety, frustration, depression, and we commit suicides because we are always seeking for eternity, eternal happiness. But here happiness are always, it is in bits, and it is always mixed with suffering. So, but there should be, now here you put the logic as per the logic here. So logic, common sense says that there must be a place which is eternal because my nature is to be eternal. So there must be a place which is eternal, which is full of all those blissful experience. So now this logic is there. Now you confirm this logic with the scriptures. And Bhagavad Gita also says, yes, there is another world, Krishna says, and you all belong to that world. So same thing here, Krishna is saying that this devotee is saying Krishna is more curious to take us back to Godhead than us, because we originally belong to that world. We have now fallen here, somehow or other we have entangled here in this world and suffering. So that same thing Prabhupada is clarifying that yes, therefore he comes, he is very anxious to take us back, his sons back to home, back, just like father. If he sees my son is suffering there, leaving home, he tries to get him back. Unfortunately, we don't even desire Prabhupada, and therefore we are madness. We are into madness. But the materialist will say, therefore you have come. So anyway, so here law of karma is that Prabhupada took the conversation into suffering and our great fortune, that how we can free from this suffering, this law of karma. So law of karma is that if you perform any activity, then you will suffer. You go perform good activity, you will get good result. You perform bad activity, you will get bad result. So then everything is fixed. Happiness and distress is fixed. Then we are a robot? No. Actually, we have got free will. Destiny is there and free will. So life is the mixture of free will and destiny. So what is the role of free will? And free will means that free will does not mean that you can desire anything. You can choose anything to do. No. So the role of free will means you can desire, Achha, these things I can do. Suppose in 10th class, you passed with good rank, good marks. Now you have option whether I should take maths, biology. There you can choose your desires. Free will. There is the role of free will. Now, as per your free will, the moment you chose something, now destiny will start acting. Suppose you chose maths, so and that free will is also always influenced by your past, past activity, past association, your character, your mind slice. So your free will is always influenced. Suppose you have been associating with the drunkard, so your free will say that go and associate, go. The moment you choose and you commit that, suppose there are so many desires coming and you commit some desire, you take that desire. The moment you follow any desire, now destiny will start influencing you in that particular case. So that is free will and destiny. Here Prabhupada is also saying, very interestingly, Prabhupada has given a very wonderful example. Let us read this. Maybe we can understand in more better way. Now, economically, 50 years ago, the value of money was greater. At that time, 50 years ago, we were purchasing, say, ghee at most 1 rupee per kilo. So now you cannot get first class ghee unless you pay 25 rupees per kilo. So the value of money has decreased. So that means, in other words, people are getting more money. Formerly, one servant was engaged 10 rupees or 12 rupees per month. Now you cannot get a servant unless you pay 100 rupees. So in that comparison, everyone is getting more money, but still the condition is the same. Just see, such a wonderful example Prabhupada gave, no? So logical. Condition is the same. This will go on. Even if you get more money, the other circumstances will force you to remain in the same condition as you were 50 years before, because you are destined. This is called destiny. The clear definition of destiny is here presented by Prabhupada. That आज आप बहुत रिच हो गए, आपके पास बंगला है, गाड़ी है, कार है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं आपके पास, महल है. All those things may be there, but you see, parallelly, so many challenges have also improved in your life. They have interfered in your life, and they're always troubling us. So therefore, there is one circle. Tomorrow in the class I'll take up circle of destiny. We have many lives: personal life, relational life, intellectual life, emotional life, and like that we have so many, like spiritual life, relational, and so like that, financial life. So suppose physical, suppose in one area you focus more. Suppose you want to enhance your economic status and you started working very hard. This here you chose your free will. By using your free will, you chose that I should become very rich person. Okay, theek hai. And destiny is, as we understood, destiny is fixed. Now what will happen to this man who is desiring to become very rich? Now he will work, he will put his endeavors and work very hard. Okay, now what will happen? He may achieve success and he can accumulate more money, but what will happen? Because destiny is fixed, no? So other areas will be reduced. Circle is fixed. In the circle there are so many small areas. One area is financial status. Financial status का area आपने increase किया, other area will decrease. Just see, so nice, no? Prabhupada has given the understanding. So this circle is called destiny. Circle you cannot expand anyway. Circle will be compact, the same size. Inside the circle you can go on changing. You can increase financial status, then relational status will go down. Your physical status will go down. You will get so many problems in your life. Suppose financially you are well and good, then relationally you will be weak. You cannot give time to your family, your children, your wife, whatever. So not that you can think all those happiness we can go on enjoying. No, one area we try to enjoy, increase, other area will get decreased. You try to increase your financial status, relational, physical may go down, emotional may go down. And if suppose somebody is want to have more physical, relational happiness, then economic status will go down, because there you are enjoying more. So overall destiny is fixed. So same thing here Prabhupada said. Earlier आप servant 10 रुपए मिल जाते थे, 20 रुपए मिल जाते थे. आज आप, उस समय लोग गरीब थे तो 10 रुपए मिल जाते थे. आज आप अमीर हो गए तो सर्वेंट भी महंगे मिलेंगे. So ultimately graph is same. So here it comes that, so here destiny, the definition of destiny, we understood that everything is fixed, but we can use always our free will. We are not like Sophia robot which came in IT Mumbai. It appears exactly like a female, whether it is female or male, but appears like female only. So we are not, so that is completely programmed. And yes, we are also programmed, but we have got this free will, desires, emotions, we have these things and we can utilize those things. But we remembering this, that happiness and distress का जो circle है, that is fixed. That you cannot change. You may increase your finance. You may become. You may go into, by working hard. You may go get into IIT rather than going and doing your uh, graduation from any private institute. You worked hard, so you changed it. Now you are into IIT. Maybe possible, but ultimately you are not going to change your happiness. Therefore, you see today also many students committing suicide even in IIT, because happiness you have not changed. Therefore, in IIT Kharagpur, they have started one department to understand happiness. Just see, this is the situation. That means we cannot change the happiness destiny. Happiness will be the same. By coming into IIT or going to MIT or going anywhere, your destiny will not be changed. Destiny will follow you, but you can change your inner circles, inner areas. That is the understanding. So with this, I'll stop. I hope you have now got the crystal clear understanding. Tomorrow, in this direction only, in this continuation of this destiny, there are many more things to discuss. So everything is fixed. We have to choose your free will. So how to choose, how to utilize our free will, how to use that, all those things we'll understand in tomorrow's class. Now let us watch one video, very interesting video, which may give us good understanding.
Actually, Prabhupada points out, when we have all experienced this in our lives, there are occasions when we hear an inner voice telling us, you shouldn't do this. This is not right. Right? Haven't we experienced that? That's known as the conscience. Right? We all have it. Don't you have a conscience? We say it's supposed to be an inner voice. What does Srila Prabhupada say about conscience? There are two interesting quotes. One is from the Bhagavatam purport, another is from a lecture. I'll read that out. Because if there are sinful activities that Yamadutas are making us remember at that time, when we were here in this world, why were we not reminded of that? Someone may ask that question. So Prabhupada is answering. Why does the Supreme Personality of Godhead permit sinful activities? The Supreme Lord does not want any living being to act sinfully, and He begs him through His good conscience to refrain from sin. Prabhupada's statement: the Supreme Lord does not want any living being to act sinfully, and He begs him through His good conscience to refrain from sin. That conscience which is actually telling us, no. It's actually, Prabhupada is saying, it is the begging of the Lord. Don't do that. Don't do that. That actually the conscience is a sense of morality that is built in us. That's, Prabhupada is saying, that the Lord giving an indication. He is begging. Continuing. The Supreme Lord does not want any living being to act sinfully, and He begs him through His good conscience to refrain from sin. But when someone insists upon acting sinfully, the Supreme Lord gives him the sanction to act at his own risk. Mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. No one can do anything without the sanction of the Lord, but He is so kind that when the conditioned soul persists in doing something, the Lord permits the individual soul to act at his own risk. Actually, the Lord reminds us, tries to bring in that good sense in the form of conscience. But what happens is, our desires overpower. Kama istai hrutagyana. When kama is there, desire for sense gratification is there. It comes with a certain force. And at that time, we quieten the conscience and say, no, I want to do this. I want to enjoy in this way. Then the Lord steps back and says, all right, I sanction at your risk, and allows the living entity. This is another statement by Srila Prabhupada. This is in a class in Bhagavad Gita class in Bombay in 1974. That you have got experience. Suppose you are going to do something which is not very good. The conscience is beating. No, no, you should not do this. You should not do this. But because without the sanction of the Supreme, I cannot do anything. So if we persist to do something, then the sanction is given at your risk. That is going on. God does not give you sanction for doing anything criminal. But if you persist to do something criminal, then God gives sanction. All right, do it at your risk. That is going on.
So just see what is conscience. So nicely Prabhu explained. Inner voice is saying, don't do sinful activity, but we persist. No, I will do that. I will follow my desire. So Krishna steps backward. Okay, you do at your own risk. So conscience, the definition of conscience is begging of the Lord. Lord is begging you through conscience that don't indulge into sinful activity. And very important thing, as we discussed today, that destiny is fixed. So anyway, all those things are going to come. So one may question, if anyway my destiny is fixed, it is going to come, then why should I read Bhagavad Gita and chant his names and worship Krishna? What is the use? Anyway, I'm getting everything, no? I will get without worshipping Krishna. So why should I worship Krishna? Why should I become a devotee of Krishna? We'll understand in tomorrow's class. Because even if your destiny is fixed, you cannot get your destiny. Just like example comes, if suppose in your account 1 lakh rupees there, not that it is there, if it is there in your account and you just go and take out, there are some procedures involved into that. Similarly, if it is there in your destiny to enjoy or become successful, but if it is not authorized or sanctioned by the Lord, you will not get it also. So how does the Lord authorizes? How does the Lord sanctions? All these things we'll understand in tomorrow's class. Here we'll stop. Thank you very much. As we said yesterday that from today we are going to have some discussion on Bhagavad Gita. So how many of you want to stay for next 15 minutes to have good discussion on Bhagavad Gita or counseling or whatever, any question answered? So they can stay back or others can go. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question anybody wants to ask or anything, your personal related issues that you can. So okay, so we'll start some internal discussions and some higher understanding through question answer. One question has come by Ayush. First of all, I would thank Ayush and appreciate his thought he shared in WhatsApp group also. that yes, Prabhuji, I am enjoying this series, the sessions, as the name suggests, and the teachings are also matching with the name. So thank you very much. So for that, I thank to Ayush that you are finding it well and very nice. It is helping you to even work efficiently. Thank you very much. So your question is, Hare Krishna, sir, I want to ask, what will be the ultimate way to go out of the cycle of these births and death and to go to place where Krishna lives? This is one of the very profound questions, very intelligent question you have asked. So, and another question is that if what if someone has no association, like Arjun, how to get good association? How do we know that the person we are going to associate with is good or bad? That so all these question anyway will take. So first I'll take the question of Ayush, that how to get out of the cycle of birth and death. In fact, as today's class we discussed that destiny is fixed. So then in Bhagavatam regarding destiny only, very wonderful instructions come that तस्यैव हेतो प्रयतेत को विदो न लभ्यते यद भ्रमताम उपरि यद तल्लभ्यते दुःखवद अन्यथा सुखम कालेन सर्वत्र गभीर रमसा. So this is very wonderful instruction given by authorities. Narad Muni is giving this instruction to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj was the king, and Narad Muni is instructing him, giving him the good advice that just like we don't endeavor for distress, but suffering comes in our life without any much endeavor. We don't endeavor for suffering. No? None of us endeavored any time. We got up and we then, you know, prayed from the Lord. Lord, there is no suffering in my life. So please bestow some suffering at least so that I can suffer. Nobody asks such blessings, no? Everybody asks what? My life should be peaceful, should be full of success, should be full of joy, happiness, should be surrounded with so many good people. And this is our desires. This is what we pray from the Lord. But not necessarily always it happens. Yes, maybe good relation, good family, good ambience, good environment. You may have good life, good success, but not necessarily this will always follow you. There will be time when there will be failures, there will be um, people who will cheat you, there will be some surroundings which will be apparently it will be not pleasing for you, for your mind and senses, because and more so you did not desire this but it came, no? So same thing Narad Muni is saying to Yudhishthir, that Kovida means an intelligent man who is very intelligent, who is Kovida. He understands, he will sit back and reflect. Sure, so I did not work for suffering, but sufferings are coming in my life. What is this? So he will inquire, he will understand. So that means I should not work for happiness also. That will also come. So the Narad Muni says, yes, just like sufferings are coming without your call, nobody makes a call to suffering, but it comes and we have to receive. See, these calls are, even if you don't want to receive, you end the call, but call, there is no end option. There is no option of ending the call, only receiving the call. Right? So call of suffering comes, then you have to receive. You have to, there is no option of sending message also. I will talk you later. As you text some message, no? Suppose sometimes you get a call, then you are busy somewhere in the meeting. So you reply by I am in meeting and I am busy, like that. So that is not there. When sufferings call will come, then you cannot respond it by sending message that I'm in the meeting, I am busy, I am pursuing the important tasks, I am with surrounding, I am having good people, family. So sufferings you should not come. Wait, there is no that option. There is no end option also. You cannot end the call also. You have to receive that call. So then in the same way, without any much endeavor, happiness call will also come and it will fall in your life and you will receive that. and you enjoy that. So then what to do? We should sit down, we should sleep in the bed, we should not do any activity. What should we do then? That is what here Narad Muni is saying, Bhagavatam is saying that Tasyaiva heto prayatet kovido. Those who are thoughtful, kovida means thoughtful, intelligent, those who have got the ability to discern, discernment ability. So they understand that anyway, happiness and distress is fixed. It is coming by its own accord. But I have to do activity. I cannot stop, sit, keep quiet. I cannot be quiet to any activity. No. Then here Narad Muni is saying, Tasyaiva heto, you perform your activity to get out of this cycle of birth and death. Kalena sarvatra gavir ramasa, because everybody is here controlled by time. There are three things which are controlling us. Time, all of us are strictly controlled by time. Time has controlled everyone. And then three modes of material nature, which I have not yet described. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. These three modes are there, which is always influencing us. First thing is time. Second thing is, this is called Prakriti, gunas, three gunas. And then the third, which is destiny, which we are discussing now. Destiny means karma. So guna, karma, and kala. These three things, we are always influenced by this. And more so, these things we cannot get out of this suffering of these things. Guna, karma, and kala. So, and these things, the business of these three things, guna, karma, kala, is to punish us. The business of kala is to punish, to take our everything. You know, all of us are working very hard to become successful man, to become rich man, to have good family. No, but what is business of time? Kal means it will snatch away everything from you. One day you will die, you will leave everything behind, and you will go somewhere in some family. Whether you will become human, that also we don't know. In which family, in which kingdom will go, whether will become animal, whether will become hog, dog. Suppose you become a hog, how obnoxious life it is, so dirty life, but you have to become, because your activity was like that. So this is called kala. We are always influenced by kala. It will snatch. The business of kala is it's snatching everything from you, whatever you have. So these three things are there to punish us because we have rebelled Krishna. We were originally there in the spiritual world, we were enjoying with Krishna, but because we rebelled Krishna, just like a disobedient son, he rebels father and leaves home and suffers. He wanders in the street. He does not have food, shelter. He just suffers. So the best remedy is for that suffering son to come back, get back to father. Father will take care. And most importantly, father is always very compassionate and merciful. He will always try to get his son back. Just like today in the discussion also we had, no? Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is like our father. You take one step, Krishna will take 10 steps. So we were originally there in the spiritual world, but we rebelled Krishna, and that rebellion characteristic is still there today also. We don't want to chant Krishna's name. We don't want to, discuss Krishna's activity. We don't want to hear Krishna's activity. Therefore, many times we come to the classes, many times we quit the class. Oh, this is not important because we don't have that. We have rebelled Krishna. No? So any activity which is related to Krishna is not so pleasurable to us because we have rebelled Krishna. So that rebellion quality is still there. So if we at all we want to get out of the cycle of birth and death, we have to break this rebellious attitude. We have to penetrate this and remove this quality, this bad quality of a rebellious nature towards Krishna. More and more we have to become subservient to Krishna, obedient to Krishna's instructions. More in that same proportion, we will be becoming relieved from this cycle of birth and death. And finally, we'll go back to Krishna. Krishna is always very anxious. We have to show our little desire. Just Krishna, I want. Just you show desire. Krishna is ready to capture you in his own abode. So that is the way, that is how I think Ayush, you have got the understanding. So that is how we can slowly, one after another, we can, not that suddenly one day you will go back to Godhead. No, it requires time, energy, consciousness, be purified, consciousness should be clean, mind should be controlled, And how to do all these things? Simply by chanting Hare Krishna. Very simple process. Prabhupada, as in the last class, earlier classes also, I described that how Prabhupada influenced the whole world by just chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna mantra is very, very powerful. You adopt this process of chanting Hare Krishna very attentively. Prabhupada has asked us to chant 16 rounds every day. It takes 2 hours. And suppose if we can meet that uh, demand of Prabhupada chanting 16 rounds, then Prabhupada guarantees that if somebody has followed this chanting 16 rounds, definitely he will go back to Krishna. So nothing we have to do. We have to perform our activities very nicely, and at the same time we have to chant Hare Krishna. Whatever according to your capacity, according to your time, availability of time, you start chanting Hare Krishna. In the beginning, 1 rounds, 4 rounds, then slowly go on increasing. But ultimately, we have to reach to the point of 16. And if we can follow that 16 round chanting every day, Krishna guarantees that we'll get out of all these drama. This is all drama going on. Please understand, this is not our real life. This is real life. RWL life means movie life. Just like in the movie, suppose in our earlier Bhagavad Gita series, we have described this. Again, I will say, when Sholay movie came, then movie was going on, everything. Dharmender and Jai Viru, they were creating so many activities which were very interesting. But what happened? Amitabh died. So, did he actually die? No. In the movie, he died. Outside, he is safe. So, in the same way, this is our movie going on, and any suffering, anxiety, frustration, this is all in the movie. Actually, we don't suffer. We are a spirit soul. We belong to the spiritual world. So, once we go back to spiritual world, we'll be freed from anxiety, frustration, depression. All the challenges will be finished at one shot. Okay, so with this, time is also going very fast. So I'll take up quickly the question of Arju, that what if someone has no association? Everybody has association. This is not that we don't have association. We are associating with mobile phones. So what kind of stuff you are watching, that is association. Association does not mean in person only. Association means from your five senses, how you are associating, what you are seeing, what you are hearing, what you are eating, what you are talking. So this is association. So association is always there in your life, in mobile phone, in social media. eh, so this is one. And how to get a good association? You have already got good association. You are reading Prabhupada's books, you are associating devotees, you are hearing lecture of Prabhupada, you are hearing lecture from devotees. So already you've got the good association. So no need to worry. How do we know that person we are going to associate with him, good or bad? See that whether qualities which are there in Bhagavad Gita, which they are matching in him, not matching, then he is bad. So actually, in material world, nobody is good. All are cheaters. All are having some uh, something selfish desire with you. If they are associating with you, that means some motive is there. But the devotees are not motivated. Devotees are unmotivated. So the only good people are devotees. So you associate with devotees. And who are devotees? Those who follow Krishna, they are devotees. Okay. So with this, I'll stop now our discussion. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Please follow Bhagavad Gita.